Yo, guys, whoever's watching, I'm Daniel Madison, the guy on the other side of the screen. You probably know who he is. It's Omar Renfro.
Hey, how's it going, you guys and
So,
gals?
we're making this video. We're gonna record this Skype session. So Omar put out a question and answer kind of thing. So everybody asked questions about this project that Omar's been working on for a while, and he and I have collected the best questions. A lot of them were the same, so we've put them together. So sorry if I don't ask your questions, but a lot of people ask the same thing. So I've kind of put them together. But I will name names when I do ask certain people's questions. So this is from like Instagram and Facebook and the social media. We've gathered these
Yeah.
questions, and so before I get into those questions, I'll let you tell people why we're doing this and what the project's all about.
Um, well, hey, everybody, again, we're here today to Red Stripe playing cards. It's about a project. It's a playing card project I've been working on for about a year, on and off. Just working through cubism and trying to figure out the best way to make something look pretty in your hands.
Yeah, so this is like basically this is your second deck of playing cards,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's more of a piece of art, the way that most
yeah.
people are seeing, the way that I saw it the first way you showed it. But before we go into too much details, because we're probably going to answer people's questions before they're even asked, so I think we should just kind of get straight into the questions, and then we'll kind of get into it a lot more.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so question one. This is Josh T. Magician. And so there's two questions. The first one is, what inspires your creativity? And I know that sounds like a very generic question, but it's important. It's an important question for an artist.
For
Like,
sure.
how do you get inspired to create?
Pain. Not like physical pain, but one of the main reasons why I even designed this deck is just based off like depression. I don't like to see dark colors, especially when I'm sad. So I try to create things that are very bright, vivid, so I don't feel sad when I do look at things. So the inspiration is just trying to not make people sad whenever they look at any art that I create. Anti-depression art. So yeah, that music definitely, life just in general, everything.
Yeah. Like creativity kind of comes from just kind of it's different for everybody. Like it's not the same thing for every person.
Yeah,
Everybody's got a different way of finding creativity.
exactly. Like I might see an old lady with a jacket, like from like the '90s, and take a picture of it, and then just take that color scheme and try to make something out of it. Like you know what I mean?
That's kind of where art comes from. Like there's no if there was a set rule for creativity, there'd be no art.
Right. Everything would be a box.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay,
And
so
perfect.
So Josh asked two questions. He asked, what inspires your creativity? But he also asked, how did you become friends with Zach Mueller? So a very different kind of question.
How did I become friends with Zach? Magic Castle. Yeah, that's when I mean Zach first met. And yeah.
So you guys performed that together?
Yeah, we did like a few videos together. We hung out a ton. We used to make videos together.
Yeah.
We performed at the castle. Creative sessions. Spend the night at his house.
Just one of those things. Somebody becomes a friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, happens. Okay, so Tristan Spencer asked, do you know that guy?
Yeah, I think so. I think we talked a few times on Instagram.
Okay. He says, will you ever bring back the flamingo deck?
Oh, you mean these? Oh.
Yeah. You know what? To be honest, that was one of my questions, but he asked. He
Really?
asked it, so
Yeah. These both will be in your face sometime within the near future. I can't give you an exact date.
okay.
And there is something else that I'm doing with the flamingo deck that I think you guys might like. So yes, I'm still working on flamingo stuff. But I can't give you an exact date. And that's fun just for me.
Yeah. I don't even have any, man. I wish I had some. Anyway,
I'll send you a few.
moving on. So, a guy called Vol 2. I think that means Volume 2. I don't know. He wants to know, how do you prepare for a big event?
Big event.
I don't.
Okay.
I'm not sure what
and
that
by
means.
big-
Maybe it's relevant to you, or maybe that's.
Yeah, I'm assuming like he means by like either like castle work or like corporate events.
Yeah, maybe that's like a performance question. Yeah.
Yeah. I polish my teeth.
Yeah, I have a nice smile.
Golden. Yeah, polish my teeth. I press my suit, I count my decks of cards. Like, I make sure there's 54 cards, like 3 times.
Okay.
Yeah, I always got to double check. Yeah, just make sure everything's in order. Make sure I look neat. Go over my script a few times. And shake the nerves out, if there are any. Usually there are, though.
Yeah, I think maybe it sounds like maybe a boring question at first, but when you think about it, everybody's gonna have a different answer to that.
Exactly.
So it's like, I'm fascinated to your answer to that. Like, it kind of rings true that you can't ever get rid of nerves or kind of
because they're always there. Like, even like I have a couple of different acts that I do that are like 20 to 30 minutes, and depending on which one I do, before the show, I'm obviously like thinking about how I'm going to get to X, how I'm going to accomplish the feat. You start to shake a little bit, and you think about all the things that can go wrong. So you're like, nah. But yeah, nerves never go away, and if they do, something's wrong.
Yeah, I agree with that. I've had that before, like events where I've not been scared or I've not had a sense of fear. Then that's when I think something's wrong. Like I'm thinking, what am I doing wrong? Like,
right? Like, did I forget something?
What's going on?
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of make yourself scared then.
You're right. Exactly.
But that kind of like that fear, that kind of. It's not even a fear. It's like maybe it's kind of you're not quite sure if you're going to do well at this certain thing, or just one little thing can do it for you.
Because it's like you are expressing yourself, like through the art, like magic or whatever you're doing, and you want people to like it, So I guess it's that fear of like, almost like showing like a drawing to your parents for the first time, and like wanting to put it on the refrigerator, That seemed like, I hope they like it. That uncertainty.
Mike Tyson said, like, maybe even 20 years ago, like maybe going back 15 years, something that inspired me, and somebody asked him about like how he's got to a level where he's not scared, and his response was brilliant. He said, I'm terrified. He's like, I'm terrified in every fight. He said, I fear everything. He says, if fear's not there, then I've got no direction. Fear's your best friend. It lets you know that you're on point, that you're not going to fall behind it. It keeps you on that mark point where you're ready for anything.
Right.
So fear's a fantastic thing.
Keeps your head on the swivel,
Yeah. Okay, so let's move on.
All right.
FKA Plun. Like these
That's so hard.
usernames.
I've seen his name so much, and it's so hard to say. Like,
I tried to be clever, like saying FKA Plun. I would have probably said fuck a plun. Like if you read it, you know. But
exactly.
if this is you, I'm sorry if I've said it wrong. But FKA Plun. Okay, but he's got good questions though. So
Okay.
he says, I can see from your posts, social posts,
Yeah.
that your magic is driven in a very artistic way, which is very true. What do you think are the most artistic tricks you can do with a regular deck of playing cards?
Ooh.
That's very deep, I think.
It is, because he said with a regular deck of playing, because that almost puts it in a little box. And I'm taking out flourishes because he said magic. That's a really deep question. Trying to find something that I'm comfortable with. That is a very good question. I think I'm stumped a little bit because
I think it's subject to kind of like how you perceive the question, like, and also was asking about the art of it, like, because like when you think about an artistic trick, maybe this guy's making you think too much, I think. Like
because something I might think is artistic may not be perceived as artistic for another magician,
exactly,
or if we're a spectator. I mean, because I can obviously like just talk about like if I was doing like something like mental somewhere where they're thinking of like a celebrity, and I'm literally doing art, like I'm drawing like a face, and it's not the face, and then I like flip it upside down or turn it over or something, and then it is that is creative and artistic, but it's not. I don't know, because in a way we all like almost do the same thing, but we just get to it in a different method. Like a color change is a trick, but there's color changes like for days.
I think this one sentence that's been going around in my head for a while now. Magic becomes art when it has nothing to hide. And it's kind of what you're doing with playing cards, in a way.
Because with, and I can elaborate on that, like, because with art, like I try to be as honest as possible, because I feel that there is no growth without honesty. You know what I mean? Like how can I build on something, or how can I even know your perspective on something to give you empathy or anything if I don't know exactly where you're coming from, like from your heart, like, you know what I mean? So definitely in art you have to be completely honest, because you are trying to give a message to somebody that knows nothing about you, trying to change their perspective even, maybe.
There's a guy, I wish I knew his name. I won't say who it is. In fact, I was at a concert, a music concert, and the guy comes on stage, and he goes into the microphone and says, thanks everybody for coming. Just to let you know, this is the most embarrassing thing that I can do. Like, is stand here with a guitar and sing to you, because in my music I'm so honest. It's the truth and it's honesty. And he says, when I'm singing, my face goes red, and I'm so embarrassed because I'm singing my heart and soul. And that kind of, to me, that's kind of a real expression of what art really is. Like, it doesn't hide behind anything.
For sure.
That's a really good thing that I like to see about your playing cards, especially like the ones that you've done with pens. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Sure. Let's ask another question. Pablo Fraig. I think I'm saying it right. He's got two questions. The first one is, what is the best trick that you know? Very open-ended question.
The best trick I know, I'm gonna be a little biased, and this is based off like shock value and just reactions. One of my tricks, spit it out. It's a TNR effect, where you rip the corner of a card out, you put it in your mouth and spit the piece back on the card, and it's restored, and the card is signed too. The spectator can keep it. Like the trailer's on here on YouTube somewhere.
Like to you, what makes that your best trick? Like why did that become your best trick? Was it reactions or? Yeah,
and at the time I created it, I made it off another trick. Shout out to Haran Lowe.
Okay.
I didn't want to walk around with an X-Acto knife all day. In his effect, you have to use an X-Acto knife. So I wanted to just tailor the trick to me. And once you make something for you, and you're doing all, it feels different when you perform it, and you obviously perform it differently than you probably would somebody else's work. So the reactions are different, and
yeah, there's nothing wrong with like you said that word bias. There's nothing wrong with that. Like my favorite tricks are my own. Not from an arrogant point of view, but just because they've worked for me so well.
They fit exactly. They're tailored to you,
and I know how to do them so well that I don't see why I would do somebody else's when I've mastered my own stuff. So why would you do that? So yeah, I get that. Okay, so phenomenal. Like so phenomenal, but with an R. Phenomenal. And so this is a question I probably shouldn't ask because of the rules of the club, but he wants to know like how it feels being a part of the 52.
It feels good, man. It feels good to be recognized by people who are very, very talented. Like it's incredible. Like it's incredible that we're having this conversation right now. Because it's like I respect like what you do and what Laura does and what everybody in the 52 does. I just respect it, and the fact that you guys respect me or even looking at me is just like, whoa, wait, what? Like, you know what I mean? It's a privilege, you know what I mean?
Like one of the rules,
it feels really good to be recognized, like by people you respect.
One of the rules that like we set from the beginning is that nobody talks about it, and like you don't talk about it because it's not about publicity. It's not about being being that guy who says, "Oh, look at me, I'm part of this club." It's not about that. It's about, for us, it was always about art, like respecting artists rather than just magicians who wanted a tattoo on their finger. It was never about that. It was always about artists who use playing cards and deception to kind of represent as a way of expressing who they are.
Right. Yeah.
So
for sure.
We've kind of found we've not completed the deck yet, but so far we've found 35 people who kind of speak that same voice in a different way. That
for sure
is about art. But yeah, I'm breaking my own rule. Don't talk about it. So next question. Okay, so this is a follow-on question to that same question. A follow-on question that quite a few people asked, but I narrowed it down to a guy called Cardist, and then another guy called Glitch Official, who we both know, and they both asked the same question, which I probably wouldn't have asked you in any different circumstance if it was somebody else, but because I know the answer, I'm going to ask you.
All right.
What was your challenge to get into the 52?
Oh shit! Can I answer that?
Yeah, I love the story too.
All right. So
If you're happy
So
to, dude. If you're happy
yeah,
to
yeah,
answer,
yeah,
yeah.
so I found out that Daniel and Laura have been watching me for who knows how long. And Laura London, set a challenge. And I had to go get my tattoo, my card, but I couldn't pay for the tattoo. I had to use magic in some way to compensate for it. So I almost felt like I was on like Penn and Teller's Fool Us. Like I have to like fool the tattoo artist, you know. But yeah, she made me go out and actually do magic to get the tattoo. That was the compensation. Yeah, and it was pretty hard. I had to go to like 6 or like 7 different shops before the artist even like gave it a shot. Like, you know. But we found a dude local here in Las Vegas. Shouts out to Caleb, who was willing, who believed in the cause and believed in me, and obviously was, I guess, impressed by the tricks I showed him. And he got me my initiation tattoo. So
Yeah.
it was really cool. Because it gets you out of your shell. Like it.
Yeah. That's the point. It wasn't about you. It wasn't about anybody saying, like, trying to make a fool out of you for doing that. It wasn't about that. It was about, like, making you make something from your art and achieving something like this from without money, without having to use money.
And it shows you, like, really, like, what you can get from it. Like, I mean, because I can't even tell you how many times I've, like, just been springing cards like at Starbucks, like people just let me cut them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, thanks. Like, you know what I mean? And by the time I get up there, like the Starbucks guy like sees me and then he gives me a free frappuccino. So I'm like, so when you open up, you have no idea how much things like people are like perceptive to and like accept. And
then you kind of. You gave the tattoo artist something in return that was much better than money for him.
Right.
Right. He'll remember that. Like, he'll remember that
forever.
Forever. Yes, I'm glad somebody asked that question.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so I'll move on to the next question.
But that was my challenge. Everybody else didn't have to do that. I don't know. That was just for me.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I can't speak for everybody else.
Yeah, that was your unique thing.
Right.
Yeah. Some people have done a lot worse. I won't go into it. So, okay, so our friend Chris Brown, Orbit Brown.
Oh, hey! Shout out Chris Brown.
What was your happiest magic memory?
My happiest magic memory. Well, it coming from that person is almost might be a biased answer. So I might just change my answer just based off that. But just background. Chris Orbit Brown is the person who got me into card magic. I would not be doing card magic if it wasn't for Chris Brown. So
sure.
But one of my happiest memories, I would probably have to say performing at the castle, because you see so many people every day. But I remember this one show I did, I believe it was like in 2014. I end my show with a trick I created called Birds of a Feather, right? And it's kind of like an impossible like card to box, right? So a person signs a card, blah 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 blah, and the card just is not in the deck anymore. They can spread through the cards, they can look through them, it doesn't matter, and their card ends up in the box that's been on the table the entire show, like from the beginning. And this one lady started crying. Like, it was so intense, like she couldn't believe that it happened. One, that it happened, and then two, right in front, like she was maybe like not even a foot away from me, and one of the spectators that was sitting in like the second row. So she's been keeping her eye on the box. She's, didn't even know she was gonna have a part in this magic trick. Yeah, and she just started crying, and it kind of threw me off because it's the last trick I do in my show, and to have somebody up there, almost, like in tears, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's incredible, like to affect somebody like that deeply off something I created, but two, just doing magic, like, you know what I mean? Haven't had any response like that doing any other art form that I have. Like, I haven't made a painting for somebody and they started crying. So I kind of felt, I felt it, like, you know what I mean? Like, wow, like she connects with this, like, and like, and I let her, gather herself. We both took a bow. I let the audience, like, cheer her on, like, you know what I mean? So she felt comfortable, and didn't feel like vulnerable on stage and in front of people, like, crying. So it was really nice. It was really nice. And I'm definitely not gonna forget that. So that's probably one of my happiest magic memories.
Glitch Official wants to know about your tattoos and if you're willing to tell people what they mean, why you got them, etc.
So I have 7 as of now, including that one. Let's start with the octopus, right, on my right arm. When I was younger, I used to do jujitsu, Japanese. I was kind of like raised in like a predominantly Korean elementary school. And me being a little bit of darker pigment, they felt some type of way. So I learned Japanese jiu-jitsu to kind of counteract the
that's like
the
martial
arts. So and just like the way octopuses fight with all their tentacles, and it's a defense mechanism. Even with the ink, literally too, with the ink. So this is an ambergram of my last name, Renfro.
That's really cool.
I did this when I was about like 14 in English class, and then I found out there was a site that could do it for you, so I just wasted time. But yeah, like the meaning behind this is obviously it's my last name. I'm an only child, so once my parents are gone and once I kind of die, there's going to be nobody to identify my body. So I kind of wanted to at least, give somebody my last name just in case they do find me. And also, since it is an ambergram, once you flip it upside down, it's the exact same thing. So my kind of philosophy behind it is, with my last name and just me in general, no matter how you look at me, whether it be negative or positive, I'm still going to be the same person.
Still you. It's a great thing.
On my left arm, this is the first tattoo I ever got. I think you might recognize this.
I have something similar.
That's fun. My middle name is D. I won't say what my middle name is. But you obviously being an influence, that was the coolest D I ever saw. So I was like, oh, yeah, that one. And I also have a dark mark from Harry Potter.
That's really cool.
I figured with being in the dark arts, me also being dark and doing magic, it just kind of fit. It was just
kind of works fun for you.
And then I also I have an owl on my chest. No significance of the owl,
wisdom,
but exactly. Still, wise, kind of like third eye. There's a triangle with that it's holding with an eye. I won't take off my shirt.
You
but
can if you want. I won't judge you.
I don't want to make the girls pass out. I'm joking. So 7. Oh no, actually I didn't even tell you the 6. There's a 6 on my hand.
Oh, that's cool. It's a bit like this thing. That's cool. That's really cool.
And 6 is my favorite number. My dad was a 6th child born in this family, and I got obsessed with Paisley at a very young age. I thought Paisley was the number 6, so I just got obsessed with it, and eventually it turned into Roman numerals because I thought they looked cooler.
Yeah.
And then this turned into what is now kind of my logo.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Do you have any more planned? Like,
Oh yeah. So when I was a kid, I'm asthmatic. I still am asthmatic. But I was in the hospital at a young age. I had pneumonia, so I was in there for like 2 weeks. So they used to give me homework.
I represent.
Oh, son! Albuterol sulfate.
Man, that couldn't have happened at a bad time. I'm thinking about getting that tattooed somewhere over me.
Yes, like right on the lung.
Yeah, right where I'm Madison. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. So when I was younger, I had pneumonia, and they used to send me homework in the hospital every day. But what the hospital didn't know is that after a while, the same work package would kind of get in rotation.
Okay.
So after like 3 days, I'd be getting like the same work over and over. And I forget what their names were, but I'm sure if you Google it, you can find it. There were these 2 crows, and they have like sombrero hats for whatever reason. I don't remember their names, but it was a maze. And it was basically the 2 crows had to get to the other side of the maze, away from the scarecrow to like get some corn, right? And my logic was, okay, they're crows. Why are they going through a maze? They should just fly over. So I just drew a straight line from start to finish. So I'm thinking about finding the maze, finding that, and and filling that in, like someplace in this arm.
That's really cool. Yeah. Like okay, so let's kind of. I think we should move on to the whole point of this question and answer thing, which is your deck of playing cards, the red stripe playing cards. So now that we've got through the questions, tell us a little bit about the playing cards.
Okay. Well, the back design. I'll start with the back design.
Yeah.
Was inspired just by like the kind of abstract art I do, which is very like geometric and architectural based. I used to skateboard, so I just kind of like paid attention to like steps and rails and just the way like buildings were made, which is really cool. So I wanted to incorporate like geometric design and and just very like hard lines in it. And I obviously wanted something that looked cool, like in motion and stuff.
Yeah.
The colors, I think I talked about it a little bit earlier, just kind of come from depression and wanting to not feel sad when looking at it.
Sure.
And it's this is like what's kind of fun with me, and I'm glad like other people notice it too. It's a little bit of mixture of bordered and borderless.
Yeah.
So if you take a really close look, like the red stripes go all the way to the edge with the little design, and up here it goes down to the edge. But it does have it does hint at borders.
Well, it's fun though. Like what you did. You didn't just do one quarter design. You did a half design. So if you fun it.
Yeah,
you see 2 different images, like depending on how you fun it.
So you get the blue and gray, and then whoosh, that was a bad one, but yeah, you get the orange and yellow.
Yeah. It's really cool.
Yeah, thanks, sir. It's probably better with this one, which is odd.
This is the first one.
Yeah, this is the hand drawn one.
Yeah, I remember you showing me this. I was taken away. I was like, this is so good.
Standards, man.
So you did that deck right there with all Sharpie, basically.
Yeah. I use okay. Well, I'll tell you that. It's Sharpie. Sharpie's the black, and the colors I use are alcohol-based markers. They're called Copic markers. You can get them at any like art supply store. But yeah, all marker, alcoholic based. So
that deck right there, is that one of a kind?
Yeah, this is one of one, literally. There's only one of these so far.
That's staying with you.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so from that, you drew it up to see what it would look like. Then it became
Yeah.
a realistic kind of thing. It became a reality.
Yeah, because I kind of got tired of seeing, the same Orient. Shouts out to me.
Perfect.
I got kind of tired of seeing the exact same pips and faces. Like I'll see a custom deck, but there won't be any attention paid to the faces other than just on the jokers and the ace of spades.
Yeah, it's like standard faces.
Right. So I wanted to change the entire layout. So I made these like a 3x3 for like the nines. This is a 7, which is almost like a triangle pattern with like it in the middle, to where it's still like symmetrical too. Because with 7s, the pip would be like up here rather than like in the middle. And even like the 6 too. It's like, and these are hand drawn too, so they are like uneven. So I'll show you like this 6 instead, so the exactness of it. And then the faces.
It kind of makes the whole deck like. That's what I really love about the whole deck, is it's like a piece of art. The whole deck is artwork rather than
right. And that was the entire idea behind it. Like to make art, to do my art through my art.
Yeah.
The faces. I'll talk about the faces a little bit too.
Yeah, those call cards are very interesting.
Yeah. So these are kind of like inspired by. I'll take out one of my favorites. By continuous line drawings, which is basically like trying to draw a face but in cursive, pretty much.
Yeah. Not taking a pen off the paper.
Yeah, exactly. And cubism. You guys know what cubism is, where you're trying to like draw the entire face, but from one perspective. So you would draw like the entire face, but from this way. So you might have 2 eyes on one side, and the nose might be, completely off.
Yeah.
And then added the lines to match the back design, So that was fun. The faces were fun. And then they have like little hints at the classic court cards as well, especially like with like the Queen of Clubs. I was talking to Laura about this. She asked me why there was a star in the middle of the Queen of Clubs. And I was like, well, on the traditional Queen of Clubs, there's a 6-pointed star right in the middle of her, and that's the only queen with that. Obviously, with like the King of Diamonds, you have to have that palming hand.
Little hand is up there. Yeah.
Exactly. And
but like so like. I'm not sure what the question is, but like I know you had some kind of influence from like the background of graffiti and kind of that's kind of in your background, isn't it? Like
when I was younger, I used to feel like a superhero. I had to go out in the middle of the night, and give free art and kind of like. My take on that was like gentrification happens in every neighborhood, right?
Yeah.
But it's almost like unwanted too, because it's like once a neighborhood gets gentrified, the value of that neighborhood goes up, and the people that are once low income almost get kicked out because they can't afford it, because the value of the property got raised. So that was almost my take of, no, this neighborhood is still quote unquote bad, keep the value where it's at so I still have some place to live. And then it was fun, like mixing colors and letters and and not getting caught, never getting caught. Learning how to run very fast.
So the box of this deck kind of has that kind of same theme. It reminds me of that kind of graffiti kind of.
Yeah, for sure. Look. Like when I like go in something designing it, I want to like give it its full look. Like I don't want to like if my girlfriend asked me, like, not that I have one, but like, oh, is this dress okay? Yeah, but those shoes too, and the purse. and your earrings, and maybe the necklace. Like, you know what I mean? The entire thing, the entire feel of it. So, with the box, it's very simple on the outside. Red stripe, it is what it is. My signature and the year that it was printed. But on the inside, and you guys will see like a digital file of this. This is a mock-up I did. This is the inside of the box. So you have the same like little like pattern going across the inside of the box. You can actually see the back design on the box, and I added the King of Diamonds hand right here. So once you close up the box, and it's all shut and whatnot, you have that ribbon going all the way through on the inside, so all the way to the side, down to the back, and up to this side. One side is blue, and the other side is red. And what's really fun is because of the hand right here, when you open the deck, it almost looks like the hand is reaching out and like pulling the deck for you, so it makes it really cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. Really good.
So, fully customized. Faces, backs,
Completely,
box, inside of the box. If I could change the way the brick box looks, I would do that too.
But maybe after this.
Yeah, maybe we might start a trend.
Okay, so from that, like, so everybody who's watching this, this is all about Omar's deck, red stripe playing cards. There you go. So Omar's got a Kickstarter going on right now that needs to happen. Like, I'm fully supporting it. Illusionist fully supporting it.
It ends January 29th.
Yeah, so
get them while you can.
Check the link below this video. Wherever you see this video, there's going to be a link below it that you follow and you support this deck. I follow behind it. It's amazing and an amazing deck. This is the kind of thing that I absolutely love. Something completely different, and I want them. But before we end, so you did a contest, red stripe contest. So now you need to announce the winner.
The winner is BPT Steblum. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. If not, I'll just spell it out letter by letter. It is BPT STEBLM. BPT Steblum. So you win a hand-drawn red stripe deck. So now there's only going to be 2 of these in existence. So take care of it. Do not get it wet.
One is for you, one is for this guy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very rare art.
I feel so let down that I don't have one.
Well, you have a whole deck right there.
After I'm gonna draw my own on this thing. I'm just gonna copy it.
I'll give you the template.
But yeah, so for everybody watching, going back it, let's see what happens. I'm fully behind this, and for the people who do back it, there's something from me too that's a secret surprise for when it's fully spoiled, but you will be. So,
for sure.
Thank you, everyone, and let's say goodbye, I guess.